Hey, welcome back, it's NukaViolet here. The goal of this build was to make a camp that anyone could replicate. It doesn't have any foundations, walls, or roof pieces. In fact, I mainly used decor items in this one. I picked this location because of the existing structures and all the cat bowls inside of the house. As soon as I saw the bowls, I knew I had to make this the crazy cat lady house. She spends all of her time with her cats, which is why her house is falling apart and not maintained. In order to follow this storyline, I had to add some junk on the outside to make it more believable. I like to do this by varying the sizes of the items. And just an FYI, if you decide to build here, this garage roof makes it really difficult to place items. In some areas, you can't place anything at all. But that's okay because most of our build is based off of this house. I layered the boards on the windows so it wouldn't look like I was using the same two pieces over and over again. The decor on the outside is pretty minimal. I was going for a junky, weathered look, and of course the first thing I added in were the cats. I wanted a few outside, but most of them are going to be inside the house. To make all these objects blend into the scene a little bit better, you can use these bushes. They're perfect for hiding parts of objects that don't really sit on the ground properly. And this hill right here automatically sinks objects, which makes it more realistic. Another cool trick you can use for junk builds is to use these bars. If you layer them on the ground, they look like unused building materials. I think I used about 35 cats on the outside and 125 or 130 on the inside. Now let me give you the tour of the inside. The first thing you see are a lot of cats. I tried to position them in a way that looked natural. I have two of my own cats in real life, Nacho and Taco. I definitely use them for a reference in a lot of these cat positions. So if you have cats, let me know in the comments if I nailed it or if you think I should have positioned them in a different way. You'll notice in this house that the person that lives here is making all of the cat food. There are several of these big pots and it's filled with feral ghoul heads. At least that's my assumption. I mean, why wouldn't you repurpose the things that you're killing anyways? Besides all the cats in the house, I also placed some furniture and wall decor items. I want you to try to guess which ones I placed and which ones are vanilla. One of my goals for this build was to make it seem super immersive, like every object in this house was meant to be here. Besides placing all the obvious cat-related items, I also included a couple creepy ones, like this mask. And I'm really liking these new aluminum cans that we recently got. I think they add a lot to the game as far as junk details go. We don't have a lot of junky items, especially ones that are small. Over here in this debris pile, it was really hard to place objects. And I had the same issue over by the bay windows. In my build video, I actually don't really show too much in this room, and it's because I had such a hard time maneuvering my camera around. There are way too many objects in here and I was just getting stuck on every little thing. And I know it doesn't really seem like it, but there's over 30 objects that I placed in here alongside the objects that were already here. As we make our way upstairs, you'll notice a cat is hiding in a very unusual spot. He's sitting right here on top of the fan. Sometimes when you place items on the second floor of this house, they'll automatically teleport downwards. I really enjoyed decorating the second floor, or maybe I should say cluttering up the second floor. There aren't a lot of objects in this room, so you have a lot more options as far as placing things. I tried to make it look similar to like a messy attic, where you would have all your storage and just miscellaneous things here and there. I really like this piece of floor that's missing right here under the mattress. I thought it was the perfect opportunity to place some cats looking down at the second level. There are a ton of mounted cat heads in this house. I thought it would be fun to play off that idea and make this little dresser her storage area for all her taxidermy stuff. So as you can see, I tried to place the cat heads to make it look like they were actually inside of the drawers. When I was filming this build, I wanted my character to be laying on this sleeping bag. But when I placed her on it, for some reason she went off to the left. It actually worked out in my favor because it kind of looks like she's giving up her bed for her cats. One thing I like to do with my junky builds is to use wall decor on the ground. If you use several different things and layer them, it looks way more realistic. Right when you walk up the stairs, there's a huge hole. So I ended up using these rugs as like a temporary floor, but ended up just keeping them in the end. I kept this room pretty simple because it was already furnished and I felt like it didn't really need too many things. I mainly just added the cats and a few decor items. What I really want to show you is the before and after of this build. Let's do a quick walkthrough of what it looks like when you first get here. You can see it's really bare, and it looks like it's totally abandoned. I wanted to make this house look like it was lived in, but still very unkept. You can see there's absolutely nothing on this patio or even in the yard. It's pretty much like a clean slate when you get here. Just because this location has a pre-existing structure on it doesn't mean you're not going to spend a lot of time decorating. It actually took me a few hours to do this. I'm going to show you some before and after footage so you can see exactly how much I added to this build. This is the second floor before I decorated and after. I placed more than 50 items in this room. If you haven't built in a pre-existing location before, I definitely recommend it. It requires you to think a little bit differently about how you're going to approach the build. And I think that's really important for advancing your creative process. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one.